at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Yashamati Nandana.
OGEbeats.com.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, oh my Lord Krishna, oh my Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Easy music.
Purchase your tracks today.
Hare Krishna, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Beats by SV.com.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Purchase your tracks today.
Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada,
Beats by SV.com.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar,
Purchase your tracks today.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda, Gaura Bhakta-vrinda, Gaura Bhakta-vrinda.
Beats by SV.com.
Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda.
Purchase your tracks today.
Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Beats by SV.com.
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna 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 Chaitanya.
Purchase your tracks today.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Beats by SV.com.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Beats
Shri
by
Krishna
SV.com.
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Nitai Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda.
Purchase your tracks today.
Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Oh, Nitai, Nityananda, Nityananda, Oh, Nityananda,
Purchase your tracks today.
Nityananda, 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 Nityananda,
beatsbysv.com.
Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda,
Purchase your tracks today.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Oh my God. Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Krishna Chaitanya, Shri 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 Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, 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 Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai. Oh, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Purchase your tracks today.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna,
Purchase
Krishna
your tracks
Krishna,
today.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Purchase your
Rama,
tracks today.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga
Purchase your tracks
Nityananda,
today.
Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda.
Purchase your tracks today.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Okay. Yeah, is it changed now? It should be better now, is it? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. No, it's still too loud? Yeah, okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Take the music off. It's no problem. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Yeah, what a wonderful path. It just goes deeper and deeper, more and more realizing it's almost like I'm back. I feel like I'm back. I feel like I'm back there. I feel like I'm back there in Navadweep at that time. And Lord Caitanya is taking all my miseries away. Like he's doing for everybody there. And he's doing it again now just by following this path, man, the path of prema, getting together with sadhus every day. He comes, it's like he comes and takes away the miseries. Is anybody else feeling like that? I bet some are, yeah. That's the Lord. That's Lord Caitanya showing us. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oops, let me get the little more sound here for you guys. Yeah, so what did you say there, Lalita?
Yeah, I'm also always in Navadvip, and it sounds high, like I have a big false ego, but I really feel like a disciple of Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah.
Sitting at his lotus feet while listening to you. Yeah.
Why is your sound so low?
I don't know.
Sound test.
Yeah,
Is
your
my
sound is
really
great.
low?
Her sound's low, isn't it? Or is it me? Wait, maybe I have it. Say something now.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna test.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, don't worry about it. It's okay. I hear you. Good enough. Let's not make a thing of it. Yeah. Yeah. So it's great. Yeah. So reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita here a little bit. So Devananda Pandit will continue on here with this. It's so instructive. The Lord came here to instruct us how to achieve this very quickly, this path, You see, I love it. It's the essence. The only way I could know I was on the beam is basically two ways. One is by seeing it in a book, and then the confirmation from the devotees. See? This is how rare it is that we have. That's why we're very fortunate to have these books, and to preach them. And then when they're being preached, the proof is in the witnesses. those who are listening, and say, yes, yes, Lord Chaitanya, this preaching is taking away my miseries. So everybody should use that standard. If you say you're a follower of Krishna, and if you really are, you would be a follower of Lord Chaitanya. Otherwise, you'll be bewildered. Lord Chaitanya, that's just too high. You cannot do enough austerities to attain Radha and Krishna really genuinely. There's just no way. Look at the. I mean, even the Bhagavatam shows. That's why I see so many people that maybe when I was in Vrindavan, predominantly Radha and Krishna, and they weren't clear. They weren't really getting that. They're just showing, thinking, well, like intellectually or just materially, feelingly. Yeah, I'm a devotee of Radha and Krishna, but not really. I was always, like into Lord Chaitanya, so I could know. I've got all these people prancing around Vrindavan being devotees of Radha and Krishna. And then even those who were claimed to be devotees of Lord Gora, but they weren't really, because it's rare to find people like that. That's why they got to be sent. Bhakti Vinod was sent, Bhakti Siddhanta was sent, and Prabhupada were sent. They didn't just get this that easily. Somehow, they were connected. That's what I learned from seeing all these other wannabes and pretenders. That's what they saw when Madhavinda Puri was here, and when Nityananda appeared, and also Madhavinda Puri. They noticed they're not that these are bad people. Don't misunderstand. It's not that the people are bad, but this is so high. This is so rare. It's just like it says, once every 28 Divya Yugas. What do you expect? It's going to be rare. And the devotees think it's just all over the place. What we're doing is a very rare thing. And anybody with any good sense, which you'll get here, real logic, you'll see this is very rare. This ain't going on just anywhere in ISKCON or Gaudiya Math or Samiti or anywhere. That's why people, they come and they say, what are you doing? What are you doing? Everybody, Vaishnavas, what are you doing? What are you Christians? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you crying? Why are you laughing? Why are you doing it? Yeah, that's how rare it is. Nobody's seen it. We have to introduce it to the world. Well, like that's why Prabhupada, I could see why Prabhupada appeared, and the disciplic line gave the order. Okay, you got the books, preach it now. Just like, when Narottam and Srinivas were given the books by the Goswamis. Okay, you got the books, this great secret, esoteric mystery. Go out and preach it. You got backing now. You can back it up, what you're saying. Oh, there you are. Yeah, you can back it up. And that's what we're doing now. Same thing. That's why it's happening here. The whole world, all you Vaishnavas should be coming here, man. What are you doing out there? What are you doing with people who haven't attained Radha and Krishna? Can't you see? What are you, blind? Yeah, well, we are. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll preach more. We'll show you more mercy. We'll show you more how much happiness we have. We'll just show you it just deepens and deepens forever. We'll give more classes, more ecstatic love. What do you want? What do you need to convince you? Wild preaching. Huh? Hey, I'm a wild thing. Can't help it. It's the old saying, do your thing. Well, my thing is a bit wild. Because Lord Chaitanya is, he's wild. His followers are really wild. It's the real one, unless they're suppressing themselves. Yeah. So Devananda Pandit was a learned scholar whose erudition was equaled only by a handful. However, the god of death, Yamaraj, punishes all those who acknowledge such mundane scholars. Can you just see how deep this preaching is? No one preaches this. No one preaches that's in the book except here. There ain't one person preaching this. Can you imagine? Look at Lord Caitanya chastising practically every guru in ISKCON and Gaudiya Samiti. Everyone is being chastised by this verse, and nobody can see it except this crazy Gaur Haridas. He's saying they're in the grip of Yamaraj if they're just a material scholar and they don't have prema and love of God. They're still in the you're still in the mode of goodness. That ain't good enough. Prove that you're a recipient of the mercy of Lord Caitanya, Radha and Krishna. Prove it. Yeah, see, the preaching is a fact. I mean, I have to, if we want to continue this, otherwise we'll be paying obeisances to people that are subject to Yamaraj. I don't pay obeisances to people that are subject to Yamaraj. I yank them out of Yamaraj's grip. That's what I'm here to do. It's like we put you in the dentist chair and yank those rotten teeth out. Get in that chair.
What exactly are you reading, Guru Maharaj?
What?
What are you reading?
Oh, this is page 489 in this book.
In that book.
Yeah, 489, yeah. Top of the page, bro. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, this is just good for people need to know. You got to be better than Devananda Pandit. See, and you think, well, Devananda Pandit was a great scholar and everything. Well, the way you become better than a Devananda Pandit is you just get the mercy of Lord Caitanya, what makes us better. We authentically have the mercy of Lord Caitanya. After 40 years, I can say for sure, and we got the books that prove it, we got the ecstasy prove it, we got the uncommon Krishna conscious realization to prove it, and we got the witnesses to prove it. This is an ironclad argument. No one can get out of this one. No one can defeat this. I don't care what other, trappings you have or what illusions you want to do. We have the real. This is so real and becomes more real. It's like something becomes more and more solid every day. You notice that the substance gets more, it's like something gets more and more tangible. This is Sadhu Sangha. That's why the great sages in Bhagavatam, they said, hey, we got a great opportunity. This Sutta Goswami, he's in the real line. He's an experienced devotee. Let's just sit here for 1,000 years and listen and discuss this book. Discuss the book Bhagavad, the book Bhagavad through the devotee Bhagavad. That is the greatest sacrifice you can do. That's why what we're doing here is the greatest sacrifice. And it doesn't even, usually sacrifice means, oh God, I got to lose something. I got to sacrifice my food. Like you go on a fast, it's a sacrifice, right? You sacrifice, I can't eat. Here, the sacrifice is eating. Where are you going to get a sacrifice like this? Oh, here, come to the sacrifice and eat to your heart's content. Oh my God, I love that kind of sacrifice. Tell me a better one anywhere. You go to these teachers and gurus out there, they make you sacrifice. Oh, no, don't do, no. No. Do. My God, I was working in this kind of like 12 hours a day, man. I was like, my God, man, I got back to my hotel room. I couldn't even go to the day. I said, you go out there. And, I was in the middle of nowhere, go in my hotel room, just hit this, hey, get up again. And that was my sacrifice. I had to sacrifice. I was already attracted to the books and to the name. I had to sacrifice the real path for that.
Yeah. That's actually awful. How can you do that to a devotee?
Yeah, no.
Take him away, devotional service, to work like a slave.
Yeah, no. So this is this is the ultimate. That's why this will be the most attractive, because it's the sacrifice where you gain. like with easily. It's the easy sacrifice. Every other path is so difficult. You follow the path of like say Eckhart Tolle or these Mayavadi types. Very hard, man. Meditation, and then the mind is still going all over the place. Here, you got a path where the mind finds home, and that's what it's been looking for in millions of incarnations, is to be put at the feet. And we're in Sadhu Sangha, it's very easy to put your mind at the feet of Hari because everything's here. You got an empowered devotee who's preaching to you. You have real sadhus who are awakened, and we have the real conclusive truth, in these pristine scriptures that describe the essence. So the mind is found home, and you will know it because the mind is like the mind. As I told everybody every day, my mind gets me up. Okay, time. Let's get up and chant. Oh, okay. Yeah, it likes to be, blissful and ecstatic, and it's what it's been looking for. It's never bliss. See, people think they're outwardly, because of the Maya, outwardly attracted very easily. Oh, money, and so the mind goes there and gets restless and needs more money. It becomes addicted and all that stuff, and just bad results. Everything's misfortune. You become contaminated. You lose your good sense. You become a materialist. This isn't for the soul. See, that's why we Sadhu Sangha is a place you put your mind at the feet of the true conception of Hari. See, which awakens the true pure love, the real prema. How can you have any like lack of benediction from that? How can you have any misfortune for doing that? This is life's ultimate goal, is love of Krishna, and it's right here. It's already attained. Don't be, it's not about, if you're chanting 1 lakh to attain Krishna, this is better. This is easier, and it's all because we already got Krishna. Sometimes I chant one name and Krishna's there. You could chant 1 lakh and you're still trying to attain because there's offenses there. You don't know it as a real devotee. A lot of times you're rubbing shoulders with envious people in religion even. You can't even tell. See, my Lord is, because of prema, bhakti, genuinely here, he shows me everything on all levels. He shows me here. He protects me. He's a protector, right? He's the counselor. Yeah. Go, Hari. Don't go up there and line up and get that thing. I had to try to save some people in the thing because people were still a little bewildered here. Think, well, our doctors, they know, and all that. And they started, say, hey, man, it's okay to do this stuff. And you're finding, and you guys, if you have any ears, you see that people it's depopulating now. So many people here. There's so many adverse, they can't even keep it a secret anymore. It's so obvious. Although they're trying, and if you still don't see that, you are still, you're under a rock. See? So the Lord shows me all these things on all levels. He shows me who's envious in this world. See, that's why you come here. You will be able to see that. Prabhupada saw that. He saw that amongst his godbrothers. Who could see that? Even his disciples couldn't see who was really envious there. He saw it, and anyone who believed his opinion was protected. I was protected because I didn't go do what he did. Well, I sort of got a little tricked into it. Maya is very tricky. But basically, that's what the Guru does. He gives you his eyes, or her eyes, that the Lord gives them. He gives, see, your eyes, what? Understanding, right? To those who are prema bhaktas, who worship the Lord in loving ecstasy, Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Wow, what a verse, huh? I give them the understanding. Again, so the real Guru gives you that understanding that they got. They can find their way, and you can, because they give you that understanding. I give them the real knowledge in the word for word in Bhagavad Gita 10:10. I give them real knowledge. I give them loving ecstasy right there in the word for word to make it more clear. See? And they give you that. That's transcendental knowledge without speculations, because the Lord gives that to them so they can find their way back home, because they actually have true love for the Lord. See? So the Lord accepts their service. Got good deals today. And it's so amazing. I woke up like really early, and the BTC just went a big sale. I just love big, Jonathan knows what I'm talking about. Big sale. I love big sales, especially when you buy something, you never don't lose anything. This is this greatest thing. I've always been a shopper, like Shanaki. We're shoppers, and some of you might be shoppers like this. But when you shop, you usually have to, you lose and you don't get really anything really. That's not usually, it wears out. But this is great because when it goes, you get a bargain, man, and like, wow, was it a bargain today? And so the Lord helps. He helps me on all levels. Woke me right up there, when it went boom, and I was right there. I love it. Sales. Everybody likes a sale, huh? And the biggest sale of all. Hey, people, Bhakti is on sale here. This is the greatest sale of all. And you'll sail right into the kingdom of God, man. You come here. And I mean this from my heart. My God, you ain't going to find a quicker way where you can get into a sacrifice that's not like, it's like this, a sacrifice where you're not sacrificing anything. Your sacrifice is all gains. You gain from, this is where, see, this is the Shashastika prayers in action. Lord Caitanya said, when you chant without offenses, okay, the white lotus of good fortune just manifests more and more and more. This is what we're doing here. And most devotees are striving to get over the offenses. See, the Lord helps us here. Even if we committed some offense or some thing, whatever, the Lord comes here with his transcendental hand, cleans us up. He's happy to do that. And I'm happy to get cleaned up too. Because I get into some troubles sometimes, kind of a juvenile. I'm a bit of a juvenile. Juvenile, just sometimes a little delinquent. The sun, I tell you, it says there right there in the 10th canto. And Prabhupada commented on this in the Nectar of Devotion. And it's because the sons of Krishna would sometimes, they were so empowered, what Krishna had, they had, it's the Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom. He's the kingdom, man. That's the way it is. And they were feeling, so they would go, they do, that one son of Krishna, he went right into the palace of Duryodhana, and just right with with the daughter of the king. He just went in there, hid in there, and they were, they weren't getting married or anything. They were having sex, and they ended up having a child and all this stuff, and they got found out, man. So it's kind of, and Prabhupada said, yeah, sometimes the sons would, be a little radical, because they were, they knew they had the mercy of Krishna. It's just how it is. And you're not good with that, too bad. Then stay out there and work your butt off. You want the mercy, where you may fall down sometimes or fall on your face, and the Lord cleans you up. Fast, very quick. All you do is chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy, and all of a sudden everything's good. And then all the neophytes, you chant, commit sin on the strength of the holy name. Hey, you're doing that every time you criticize a real devotee and try to instruct an ecstatic devotee. You committed more sins than you can ever imagine. So lucky the Lord's merciful and the devotees are merciful, to give you a chance, so that you can have this kind of protection. Even, it's even in the friggin' Bible. It's even in the New Testament. St. John said it right there in the letters. He said, we have an advocate for us, Jesus, because they were real devotees of a real Son of God. He said, even if we commit sin, we have an advocate, because they notice the people are having problems sometimes. You're in the material world. Look at Lord Shiva. He actually has problems sometimes. He's dealing with the material energy. We're not. You think these people in the ISKCONs and all, they think they're so friggin' perfect that they don't commit any sins. What pride is that, man? See, you're in your own glory. That's the false ego. Even Saint Paul wasn't like he was taught by Jesus. He said, My glory is perfected in your weakness. And I see this over and over again. That's how the Lord keeps me humble. I ain't no perfect person. You can go and say, Gohari did this and Gohari did that. He said this about Prabhupada. He rejected Christian, all that. I say, yeah, you're right. I'm nothing special. But I do have the mercy of the Lord. The Lord is forgiving me. And that's all I know. And I'm not going to be glorying in being the perfect devotee, because I tell you, they have to work really hard to appear perfect. They got to keep, that's why you never get a friggin' email practically from these gurus. They keep their distance. They don't want you to see what they really are. How are they going to keep the sham going if you get up too close? It's like Pundraka, he was way up. They saw it. He had two false arms, but he wanted to look like Krishna, but he kept way up. And you know how the kings in the movies, of course, Lalita never sees them, but if anybody that's seen a movie, they see these kings and they're way up there, and all the peasants are down there looking, oh, the great king over there. They can barely see him. That's what the Pundraka was doing. He's way up in the palace there. We had these strapped on these false arms, these two to look like Vishnu. And there's Vishnu. We see the arms. That's why the gurus keep distance, and the sannyasis and all that in Kali Yuga. They don't want you to get close. Look how many you can ask people. I see it all the time, who get up close to some of these persons that you think are so great. They got up close. And they see, and these guys see, and they lose faith because they're trying to get faith in that this Vaishnava has to be perfect. See, so not only are they not perfect, but they don't have the mercy. So better to have the mercy. See, because then you learn. Much better to have the mercy. Then you're like St. Paul. You're still a saint. You're like St. John. You're like St. Peter, who had an anger issue or something. Or you're like any real devotee. You're like the associates of Lord Caitanya. Some had some faults. So what? They were devotees of Lord Caitanya. Look at Pundarik, what's his name? Gopinath Patanayaka. The guy cheated in the government. He kept some of the money. Look at how that turned out. Only because he was a devotee and had the mercy of devotees. I'm not advocating sin or anything. I'm just telling you the glories of becoming a real devotee, man. You need it. We need it in this Kali Yuga. This is the wild card. Jokers are wild, man. Literally. If you don't have a joker in your hand, and I do. I have all jokers. They're all wild. We make them all aces. I got this because I got the supreme joker here, man. He's always joking around. He turns any card into whatever he wants. It's wild, man. That's why this preaching's wild, because I got all jokers here. Or one joke. That's all you need is one joker. It says Chaitanya Charitamrita, those who get control of Krishna, he's very funny. See, that's why Lalita laughs all the time. He's funny. That's his laughter. Well, you think it's her laughter? No, she's just channeling that. His laughter. He's always so funny, laughing, joking around. Those who are ashamed must come forward by themselves. Don't talk so stupid to me, Eric. Oh, okay. You guys get into fights over nothing. You talk too much. You know what it is? When you talk too much, you get into trouble. You need more purification. It's a talking, when you're purified, it's good. But when you're going through purification, then you start fighting and criticizing each other and condemning and all. Anyway, do what you got to do. But don't take it too seriously, whatever you're saying, because it's all just full of stuff, just stuff. Whatever you do what you do, but don't take it too seriously. Don't go away because of getting in fights with people here, because everybody's in the shower, more or less. Fighting over trifles. Yeah. No. There you go.
Yeah,
Sim still likes Eric.
yeah.
All right. So, yeah. So isn't that an interesting quality that still Yamaraj will punish you even though you're teaching about Krishna and you appear before the world as a great scholar and all that? People don't know this, but it's so funny it's in here. Thank God we have these books because we need to ultimately know the real standard. I'm here for people who want to know the real standard of devotional service. See, and it goes beyond the clothing you wear or some mundane, some group of clerks, in the GBC. They're no special, more special than anybody. People, they need to know what is genuine spiritual advancement. Otherwise, it's always external, it's religion, lots of faults in that, and it's not powerful enough to deliver. You can still go to Yamaraj. This is proof. Devananda Pandit was austere. He was like a perfect Brahmin. He was celibate. He was everything you would think a pure devotee would be, except minus the pure devotion, the prema. See, so the Lord wants to get everybody over that obstacle. And so that's why he's doing it here. If you can understand that, then you realize, I was using the wrong standard to get into the kingdom of God. Ultimately, you got to surpass Yamaraj's grip. That means you got to have real transcendental, confidential, esoteric knowledge that we preach here, that I haven't heard preached anywhere else. Yeah, this is upgrade, win-win for everybody. Yeah, this is very, very pleasurable to preach the truth, to help people. And it's it may not be pleasurable for people that are attached to the illusion, attached to gurus they think are pure devotees, but aren't. But that's the kind of preaching now. We're here to free the captives. Some people will accept. Others who don't, okay, well, that's destiny. What to do? We don't stop preaching the truth, right? I'm here. Truth will set people free. Some people want to be free. They'll come here. Others, they don't know what that means. They can't process this. They can't analyze. And then they stay out there with their gurus and teachers, and the Lord uses them at that level. But I'm here to teach the gold standard. I mean, isn't it? I mean, anybody that's got some good brain stuff, would like gold standard, right? The gold standard is here. I just preach it. The Lord Caitanya preached it. Why shouldn't I preach the gold standard again? Why, others are preaching the less valuable standard, the speculation standard. I preach the as it is gold standard because the Lord preached it and delivered people. It's very pleasurable to devotees to hear the gold standard because we like gold, right? I like gold. I like gold. To me, the real wealth to me is conclusive, clear understanding of what the Lord really likes, what he really approves of, and the verses, the conception. I get great happiness to take those conceptions and present them to the world. Regardless of so many gurus and teachers thinking they bought squawk and they condemn and they try to create illusions and try to character assassinate me and everything politicians do. Who cares about that stuff? I never care about politicians. People here, that's just political, right? See, politics goes right into religion. Also. It's political stuff. They get together and they do what they do in politics. They come up with the, materially motivated things. What does Srimad Bhagavatam say? Right there in the first canto, right there in the second verse, this Srimad Bhagavatam is not materially motivated religion. Not materially motivated. Well, I got to, you know what material, I'll tell you the essence of material motivation in religion is to be guru when you're not really guru. That's a motivation, and that just, the whole house of cards comes down sometime, unless you listen to the real conception here. See, that's materially motivated religion. Oh, let's appoint a guru. Well, because we need a leader. See, that's materially motivated religion. Oh, yeah, I'm just doing this because I want to be a nice guy and I want to help Prabhupada's movement and all that. And inside is this desire for name and fame that you don't admit. Because if you were in knowledge and really protected and didn't have that desire, you would never do it. Krishna would protect you. But if you have that desire, you think, oh, yeah, it'd be nice to be important, How many people, it's human to have these things. Yeah, that's why ultimately you have to get the association that brings you into a divine consciousness. And that takes purification. Not everybody, you see people here still want some name and fame and stuff. You see, and Krishna doesn't wait to give himself. He'll still give you a little taste. Yeah, but you start to give that up because that's a hindrance. See, so that's religion. You have gurus and teachers and sannyasis like that. They're in there, they have a little material motivation. Okay, that you stay there, you have your followers, they also have some motivation. So, two blind parties, the blind leading the blind. You want to see? Well, that means you have to go to those who have the eye of pure devotion. They're following the path of prema. They're following. Let me shut this off. Man, this is crazy. Yeah, you have to go to the people who follow the path of pure devotion. They have the eyes. They give you their eyes. You need it. How are you going to get out of this stuff without their eyes? That's why I always like Jesus. He always said the right thing. Is when you can get what he actually said. Only the Father knows the Son knows the Father, and the Son can reveal the Father to whom he chooses. Yeah, the Son. Isn't that amazing? What a great word, the Son. It refers to light. The light of the world is the Son of God. They're born of the Word. That's why you see you're either born of the Word in a previous life, and then you get the book, or you meet a devotee, and you start to have your awakening again very easily. But most aren't like that. So therefore, you become a son. You're born of the preaching of a devotee who has realized that path, that level of prema. You're born of the Word, not of flesh and blood, but of the Word, to become empowered to become sons of God. You get the power, you get real bhakti from that devotee. That's a disciplic line. Whether you go through in the Jesus line, it's the same principle, or this, even though they're not so as clear as we are about it. See, here we have the ecstasy and the knowledge. There they may have a little of the ecstasy, but the knowledge is not that clear because they don't have this association. They don't know its value, just like Vaishnavas. They don't know the value of people who understand the books by revelation and ecstatic devotion. See, everybody has got a little bit of a problem. So if you want to get over those problems, we can do that. That's what we're here to do. You can get over, you Vaishnavas out there, you can get over your religious problems. And you Christians over there or Muslims, you can get over your deficiency in your theology because you got a book that's been massacred by editors. Constantine and all that. He have another talk about motivation. You know, they wanted to make it a one world religion thing. You know, everybody has to become a Catholic. You know what happened with that? See? And he was in charge of the books. You know, it's always. Can you imagine Prabhupada's books? Already thousands of changes in the books. And can you imagine another 2,000 years from now what those books will look like? If that line continues to go and people don't worship the Lord with ecstatic, loving devotion, you see how the books will be changed more and just naturally, you know, because people speculate, you know, unless you have ecstatic, personal relationship, intimate relationship with the Lord, there's going to be some speculation, of course. True, we have to tell others, then the Lord will appear. Huh. First things first. Be told first, and then the Lord will appear in our hearts. See? And then spontaneously things will manifest. You got to get really purified. People don't jump the gun. You know, people on a race and they have to wait for the start thing. You know, some people jump first, then they're disqualified. Yeah, just come here regularly, everybody, and get purified really good. And also, you know, inspire, go out, you know, just, you know, go out there and preach and chant and, you know, yeah, definitely. Yeah, but actually, you know, this is important because a lot of times you want to go out and save people first. See? And that's the thing. But actually, you know, Prabhupada said the highest realization is to save yourself. Can you imagine him saying that? Why would he say something? To save yourself. Okay? See? Because that's the most important thing, is to be saved first. See? And so you follow the process to do that. Otherwise, you might not follow the process. So you might speculate that, oh, I don't need to come to Sadhu Sangha. I'll just go out and preach. I'll go out, you know, see like this. And actually, that's not even the purpose of preaching that way. We need to ultimately get purified so that when you go out, you're going to relish the name publicly. See, you're relishing the name. And preaching's automatically. People pick up the vibration you emanate, and they see a happy face, chanting in ecstasy, and you show the role model, wow, this person's doing something that's making them happy. And it's just like, you know, when the first joggers came out, it looked weird, it looked odd. But they, you know, the persons who knew the value of jogging, they were just going out, like there was, I think maybe one person going out there jogging, you know, and everybody's laughing at him. This guy running. Everybody walks. What is this running and jogging down the road? It looks silly, and everybody's this silly guy. The person, but knew the value, and he just kept jogging. And after a while, there's another one coming, and then another one. And then another one. This is how it works here. Okay? Same way, no difference. See, we're out here, doing devotional service in ecstasy, and everybody's laughing and criticizing. Gohari and his friends, they're demons, they're stupid. But look, they were doing. Look, 20 years I kept doing my own version of jogging every day, doing the classes. And everybody, Gohari, what's this crazy guy doing? He's laughing and crying. Practically nobody's coming. 20 years. But now, just keep going. Look, other people are coming behind also, jogging. We're going together, man, going down the road. And the people can start coming more. We're getting a big following here, more and more. See, we start small. See, better to start small than to, they started big. They took Prabhupada's, and Prabhupada himself, he said, I took too many disciples. That's why he said, my sickness, because I took too many disciples. But that was okay. That was Krishna's arrangement to do it like that. But then these people became gurus, and they took all of Prabhupada's disciples. That was where the problem really started, to take them as their own. And if you didn't bow down to them, they had the same kind of Caesar thing. The Caesar did to get the Christians. He had to get them to renounce Christ, Jesus, because you had to throw flowers at the Caesar's feet and bend down and kiss his feet, basically. They did the same doggone thing in ISKCON. It's Prabhupada, they told the God brothers, hey man, you better be submission to us or get out of here. And so many people left because they said, what is this? You guys, you're not like Prabhupada. And they were trying to appear. And they said, no, don't, you get out of here. If you don't throw flowers at our feet and take submission that we're your pure devotees, because that's what we're promoting now, that we're like Prabhupada. And can you imagine you were there and you saw all that stuff? And so you had the choice, and some people stayed. They went and threw flowers there. And some, they just said, we ain't going for this. See? You see how Maya was? See, that's religion. It's not perfectly clean. That's why there's a point. Even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, abandon all varieties of religion and surrender to me. So you got to surrender to the conclusive truth. See, that's not Guru Tattva, that people just put they put the high seats up right after Prabhupada disappeared. They divided up the world into zonal acharyas, and they took over the things, and everybody had to worship them now as pure devotees. That's the way it was. People forgot. Oh yeah, no, I was there a few years later, but they were the ones, man. They were like Prabhupada. You want to get Prabhupada, you go through them. Even though they were like, still mundane, like they were definitely not as good as Devananda Pandit. Look, can you imagine? They're not as good as Devananda Pandit. And that obviously, right? And he's in Yamaraja's grip. That shows you how high this preaching is that we're doing. And why these people, none of them can understand it practically. But they will, because it's true. And I got the order. I got the backing of the whole disciplic line here, man. I can't help it if they can't see it. They will. This truth is very rare. And the Lord wants people to know it. This is where the shelter is. My goodness, takes away all our miseries. You guys know it now. You know what I'm talking about now. The happiness is par excellence here, being a real associate of Lord Caitanya. And he likes to associate with us, and we associate with him. We're surrendering to him. He's given us all this. His happiness. He's given us his happiness. That's big, man. His happiness is Radha's love for Krishna. He's given that to us. And if you don't got it, you're not, and most people, 99.9% don't, that I've seen. So this is the place to get it. Come get your free samples. Yeah. Come get your troubles taken away. Your troubles will be taken. Prove it to yourself. Stay here for 30 days. Seriously. Try to check it out. See if we're really for real. That's the best. I mean, to see from your own experience. I don't like blind believers. That's only for these people that are not, they're not really qualified. They got to speculate. They got to manipulate and all that. That's the world and that's religion. Speculate and manipulate to keep people around. I don't work like that, man. You come here if you really want God and you want to go to Vrindavan. You see from your own experience that this is par excellence, that there is ecstasy here. There is real spiritual here, real spirit of God here. You come and see or not see. I don't want any blind believers. They can go over to the gurus out there, where they're all blind, they're into religion and then all these speculations, all these motivations. You go out there and follow religion till you're sick of it, till you find it has its end. And then come into the truth, worship in spirit and truth. We pick up where Jesus left off. That's where Lord Caitanya picked up where Jesus left off. Jesus knew, he said, the Lord is looking for worship in spirit and truth. Spirit is prema, and truth is conclusive, clear, logical, a reasonable God, a powerful Lord who is the authority over all the universes. That kind of truth. You don't like it? Go to the speculators. Too bad. We'll give more to Amy, more to Fannies. Bring more Fannies, more Amy's. You get the tough love, man. Tough truth. My Lord's love is tough sometimes. It packs a wallop. Hey, man, he carries a club. You don't think that club is personification of love? If you get clubbed with it, you're very fortunate. That's what Lord Chaitanya's devotees taught. Oh, you're lucky. You know that that disciple of Advaita got clubbed by the Lord's truth. Get that, Boya. He said, he was promoting Advaita as like an ordinary person, like in debt. It was something trivial, actually. The guy was a sincere disciple of Advaita, and the Lord's called unfair, just like, Gohari Das is sometimes. River knows, Lalita knows. He's unfair. Gohari is very unfair sometimes. Doesn't play fair. Lord Caitanya also did play. Get that boya out of my sight. I don't want to ever see that boya. And that was and so the guy goes, oh my God, the Lord just rejected me, my life, my life rejected me. And so he takes the disciple, Dwaita takes his disciples with him, and he says to Lord Caitanya, how dare you give this guy more mercy than you give me? What is this? And Lord Caitanya really chastised this Advaita heavily for teaching Mayavadi. You see what kind of stuff goes on? It's hard to understand. He's teaching Mayavadi again, and the Lord started beating him with his fists. And so to teach that mercy, the club is also mercy and even more mercy. And the Lord says, he says, how dare you give him, my disciple, more mercy than you gave me by this chastisement? That is not right. And then the Lord started laughing. See, and the devotee was happy. He realized, oh, this is mercy. Here it's the same thing. If the guru is playing unfair with you, because, fairness is, it's the mode of goodness. Maya plays with that. She uses the mode of goodness. So you got to go deep. So Krishna, and if he inspires guru, they don't play fair. They go and get that out, in an unfair way. We're naturally attached to fairness, right? Justice, right? Hey, man, don't come here if you're looking for justice. because you're worshiping an unjust God. Yes, Lord Caitanya is unjust. This is the unjustice society. If he was just, we would never get this mercy because we don't deserve it. This is for the undeservables, the undeserving. This is undeserved mercy. So don't come here if you're looking for a just God. Go for those who are into the justice of the modes of, the karmis, the balance of good karma, bad karma by Yamaraj. For you, if you're under Yamaraj and you're looking for justice, go to Yamaraj, because my Lord doesn't work like that. You just admit you're a fallen soul, even no matter how just you are, and man, are you in great position. Just realize, my God, I thought I was smart and everything, but I'm like Daksha. Daksha thought he was so smart, and then he had this goat head on, and he kept that. Goat head means you admit you're a fool, you're stupid, you're just dumb, but you got the mercy of the Lord, and he got the mercy of the Lord being like that. So he kept the goat head. He said, "Yeah, keep me in this position, realizing I'm a goat head. That'll be the safe position." That's my thing. As long as I don't think I'm so smart and I'm intelligent and everything's cool, I can do this job. But as soon as I think I'm a great soul, like this, then it's finished. The work is finished here. The Lord can't use a guy like that. He'll throw those kind of people into the Vaidhi pile, the wannabes. See, deep teaching, isn't it? So even though one is a professor of Srimad Bhagavatam, teaching many others, see, professor, PhD, teaching many others. See, these gurus teaching many others. One will be misled in spiritual understanding if he disrespects Nityananda. See, how does that show up in 2023? Well, our line is the lines coming from Nityananda and Advaita, right? So the bona fide spiritual master is a representative of Nityananda. You disrespect them, you disrespect Nityananda, right? That's how it works. And they do. See? But if you hear this teaching, you can get over the obstacle. If you don't accept this and you accept your speculation, you're stuck. You stay that kind of guru who's still subject to Yamaraj. If you listen, am I not teaching Lord Chaitanya's teaching here? Is this not what he said? If you disrespect the representatives of Nityananda, how do you know they're representatives? Well, what was Nityananda's character? Ooh, he laughed and he cried and he choked up. He was relishing transcendental mellows. Ooh, that's just what you see here. So that's it, man. If any of you gurus or sannyasis that disrespect this actual teaching here, I just try to help you. It doesn't bother, the Lord protects me from that. You can go, Corey, I hate you. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me. My Lord's, his back is on my back. He's got my back, man. Whip me, do whatever you want with your words. He's got my back. Therefore, I can preach the truth, right? I don't feel the pain of being, we're going to excommunicate you, Gohar. You can't come to our temples and preach. You can't associate with us or anybody, and we'll give you a bad reputations and all that. And go with whatever you got to do. The Lord's got my back. Why? Because I got his back. I give you his front, not his backside. See, the backside of the Lord is what? Illusion, looking away from the truth. That's why you see when you pass, You know that word, the stool? It's in the back, isn't it? Backside. Here, the front is the mouth, right? It's where you face a devotee. What do you think Jesus meant? When you see me, you see the Father. When you hear me, you're hearing the Father. If you're feeling me, you're feeling Radha, devotion. See, front. Yeah, yeah. See, so we got his back in that sense. You know, we help the devotees. Hey, Krishna, everybody out there, that when I'm preaching, I'm just preaching to the Lord. I'm preaching to the choir, actually. He's in the heart. He knows all this, but he wants to make get his devotees on board with. That's why, see, they don't understand. This is Krishna. Okay, this is the super soul. This book, these books, Prabhupada's books, the Goswami book. That's the super soul in this form. He's also in the heart, right? But who in this world understands that this is the super soul and understands it's the Lord in the heart? Very rare person. You got to go to those. That's Sadhu Sangha. That's real Sadhu Sangha. That's what we got here. And then you, as a devotee, you become a real devotee, not a fake, not a wannabe, not a follower of the Devananda Pandit types. It's still a bewilderment. You got to go farther than religion. Okay? You come here, you'll abandon all varieties of religion and you'll surrender to Krishna by surrendering the conclusive truth and the ecstasy. The external manifestation of super soul must be the real guru. You have to have that if you're going to be delivered. That's by the book. When you're ready to be delivered, chapter 1, Adi Lila, you meet the external, the super soul and the external manifestation called the spiritual master. And then you're delivered by the action of the super soul in your heart and the external manifestation, the devotee, the spiritual master, used by that super soul to deliver you, inspired by that super soul. And in our case, Krishna and Radha and Lord Caitanya. Got better than the super soul manifestation, huh? That's pretty good, huh? Oh, God. Whew. Preaching today. These classes are pretty amazing, man, you know? It's just so simple, too. You know, these simple, it's amazing how simple these teachings are if you get the mercy. If you don't, you can't understand this in a million years. Yeah. You know what? Lolita didn't give her class today. Plus, I got up early to do this. So, yeah. We're gonna let Lolita. I don't even think River gave a class today, so those two can do their thing. Yeah, and then River will give after that. I don't want to hog up everything. Well, actually, I did my thing. Man, I feel. Thank you all. What? Yeah, I feel sad. Yeah. Thank you for this. All glories to the assembled devotees to give me the opportunity to be uplifted. And then, yeah, it looks like you also feel uplifted. That's great. So you didn't really miss it much. You didn't, yeah, you didn't miss much, Amy. Oh, wait. First of all, let's give us a word there, Tom.
I really like this morning. Oh, I really like this morning class. It's enlivening and getting me on the right track from waking up. Yes. It's so inspiring to find the right track immediately. no wavering around, no philosophy, not thinking about I have to make a program or so. Just spontaneous from the heart, from this source. It brings me on the right track, and I'm very happy with that. Also with the music, it's like waking up in a dance situation, and it's all very natural, coming from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
heart, from the source, connected with Krishna. Um, Book is here, devotee is here. It's so complete. It's just like, yeah, waking up in this is waking up where I want to wake up.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I always liked the church service when they start with the singing. It was always the most attractive to me. Is the singing, and I always would. So I really like this incorporated. Where you sing for your heart for the Lord. I'm glad He inspires me to do that.
Yeah,
But
and doing bhajans, I love to do bhajans, and there are always um, um, melodies and texts that
Mhm.
are so inspiring, and you take them with you afterwards. It continues transcendentally, and it keeps on inspiring and giving you energy the whole day. So
Mm.
also in the end, and even in the middle, these songs, they are very inspiring to me.
Mm.
It's like then your whole day becomes a dance.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So, River, give us a word.
Um, you're not frightened. What I'm gonna say.
Well, if it gets, I have control here.
Sorry.
We'll give you another chance. Let's see.
Um, um,
See,
yeah,
I'll tell you how I work and get you an idea. If I feel like my energy is being drawn off, that's when I kind of jump in there because there's something, that may be processing stuff and all that. And I don't know. I just pay attention to that. But go ahead, whatever. Let's see what happens. I like taking
yeah.
risks.
Everything that you say is true through experience now, not just words people say. Because I have a relation. Just one moment, I have a relationship with with Paradas. He's a
Mm.
real snake, and you can
Mhm.
see it. But I like him because he
Mhm.
listens to me, and
Mhm.
um, but he can be himself. I'm in a relationship with him, and he can be himself, and he just
Mhm.
reveals himself and reveals himself. It makes you stronger. That you can actually win him every time in his stuff because he just. You have given so much strength. It opened me up, triggering me and opening me up and me going through, it makes you stop and think. Triggers make you stop and think, especially with you. They're really,
Mhm.
really powerful. They
Mhm.
make you stop and think what you're doing, and you come from another place, not the same place of reaction, but action and but action, that kind of stuff. You come from that place.
Mhm.
And this is in my eyes. This is a it's been it feels like it's unjust. The false ego wants justice. It wants its justice the way it
Mhm.
wants, so it can stay in control and keep
Mhm.
doing the bullshit, tripping you up again and again. This is it's got even though it pisses my false ego off. It needs it. It needs to be pissed off. It needs to have its power taken away. It needs
Mhm.
to just sit down and shut up and listen,
Mhm.
especially, you do feel I should know better, because I've been listening for 5 years and I should know better. But when it happens, there's something that I need to learn. And you know what? It's like the same thing with
Yeah.
Karuna, the right time and the right
Mm-hmm.
place, you know,
Mm-hmm.
with the right person who can actually help you. And not take, you're the chosen one. You're our leader. You're our leader. And we lift our leader. We always lift our leader because you have the Lord within you. And we lift that. I can't do it all the time, Maharaj. You know, this little thing, it just comes out. And it's because, and I'm only going to mention one thing, it's because I have to go through this other stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can't transcend it all the time. You know, I
Yeah.
take on people's stuff, you know, and
Yeah.
it's like I'm still on this cycle.
Yeah.
I'm protected. I'm here. I will always be here no matter what. And I'm protected. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I want to get off. This is what I want to get off this treadmill of being triggered by this stuff I have to go through. You know,
Mm-hmm.
here's me thinking I'm all of this. Yeah, I can transcend a lot of it, but sometimes you can't. It's not possible. And I
Well,
don't know. Maybe I will too. I will be able to soon, Maharaj. Transcend it all.
so what? Don't worry about it. It's all natural. You know,
I
it's
know, but
not
I
like trying
upset
to be a
you.
superstar. What do you want to be, a superstar or something?
No, it's not about that. I don't want to upset you. I don't want to upset the path. I don't want to
Well,
upset, you know, but
you
it
said
just
don't
happens. I
want
don't want
to.
to
It
do it.
just, yeah, you don't. If you do it, I can take care of myself. You know,
I
I
know, but
do, don't I? I say, yeah,
you
okay,
do.
well,
You
yeah, I
do.
take care of
You do.
myself. You know, I'm an adult.
Oh my! But like you were speaking earlier about being a bit of a delinquent, you know, I have that in me too, Maharaj. You know, I kind of have that kind of stuff. Krishna is actually filling in the gaps on all levels.
Mhm.
I have certain things as well. But so, you know, just to explain, Eric did a great job yesterday. He was showing himself, you know, showing his false ego, and he was able to do that. But he explained, look, you know, this stuff is coming out, guys. You know, he was able to explain, you know, like you told me to do it. Can you just explain that it's purification happening now as well as other things? And
Mhm.
but he was able. This is a great thing about us showing ourselves, Maharaj. You know, we show ourselves to us Vaishnavas, you know, and we can, and the Krishna in us, he helps to burn things away. He
Mhm.
burns stuff away. If we really truly show ourselves, and we cannot, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is my experience by showing myself and just showing, letting people know what I have, what's going on, what my false
Mhm.
ego is doing. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
it's not necessary here with you. It's not
Mhm.
necessary. I know that. And just
Mhm.
sometimes it happens. And
No, don't worry about it.
showing
It's okay.
ourselves, thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Has not allowed me to hide my false ego. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
allowed it to hide away. Let's see
Mhm.
what you're doing. Let's see
Mhm.
how you're playing. Let's see how you're dictating. And let's see how your hooks are in me still in a, well, much,
Yeah.
you have made it so strong. My addiction to the
Mhm.
Lord within you, to your lotus feet,
Mhm.
my addiction. I was like, because I did a class last night, I couldn't sleep. So I did
Yeah,
a class
yeah.
last
Mhm.
night. And then
Yeah.
somebody misunderstood it because of their level of where they
Yeah.
see,
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
and saying I'm just being
You know what? I tell you what, you can save the rest of this for your class
okay.
because I
I
want to
know,
move on
right?
here. Thank you very much. That's good. Save the rest for the class. Go ahead there, Lolita. Give us a word.
It's very cool actually to see that we get so many chances, and that we get transformed. How merciful the Lord actually really is. It's really hope
Really?
giving, really very hope giving. Yeah, by because the Lord is really working here in this place, and you really feel that. You
Mm.
really experience it, and so many things are happening here. I was talking to devotees, and there was a lady, and she said, we went out of and we went in a group, Sri Vaishnavism. Have you ever heard about that group?
Sri Vaishnavism?
Sri Vaishnavism. And she said, we are not concerned about ecstasy at all, only seva, only seva,
Oh
only
yeah,
seva.
yeah. See, they
Yeah,
don't know the value.
no. I thought
See?
if
So
she would
that's
know
not. See,
what
that's not really. Are they into Lord Chaitanya too, or?
they accept Srila Prabhupada, but I didn't want to go too deep and said, I told her a real Vaishnava is an ecstatic devotee. That's what I said to her.
Yeah,
And then the conversation stopped. I let go because
yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. You know, they
she
need
said
to
we are not
see. They're
concerned.
not
Yeah.
unless they're connected with Lord Chaitanya through the line. And that's the thing. What we have, the problem we have in Vaishnavism is most people are false followers. They're not really connected with Lord
No.
Chaitanya yet. So that's the problem. If they were, they would understand the Lord's nature and all that, but they don't. We do. So we're the first fruits of this. So we're, and this is what the world has to know. Otherwise, they don't get. They just go as their whole lives as false followers. Followers means people follow Lord Chaitanya. They loved his ecstasy. You were either a real follower. If you didn't, you'd be like these ISKCON devotees and others. Oh, you shouldn't show that. In other words, they don't like this. They're not attracted, and they think they're real followers. So it's actually it's filled with false followers.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, chapter 12 of Adi Lila, the real followers and the false followers. See, so the real followers, they like Lord. See, proof that you like Lord Chaitanya, you follow this mood. You like this mood. You like this ecstasy. You're favorable to it. But otherwise, you're a false follower. You put the dhoti on. You're like a hand outstretched with no life in it. That's what Jesus said. Those who don't really follow me, they look like devotees of Jesus and everything, but they don't have his heart, the ecstasy. So that's what we're dealing with here in Vaishnavism.
Yeah.
Practically
Yeah,
everybody's like that.
she made
Yeah,
me
go ahead.
think about that group of Mother Amma who are only doing good works and
Yeah,
only going into that thing. I was actually shocked that she said, yeah, we glorify Srila Prabhupada, we follow Srila Prabhupada, but we only do seva and work and good deeds and we
yeah,
are not concerned about ecstasy. I thought, but that's not what Srila Prabhupada brought.
yeah.
That's
Well,
not
he didn't. The thing is, he didn't. He didn't really bring it fully. He just brought it in his books and showed that'd be kind of blissful chanting, but he didn't like dump it on the Bhakti said they were all very secretive in our line about this since Bhakti Vinod. Bhakti Vinod was very strict, he was very he kept it for himself. He writes right there in Sri Krishna Samhita. He said, he said the acharya ascertains the confidential esoteric truths and keeps it for themselves usually. But that was at that time, and then that continued for two more generations up to Prabhupada, and now we got the line's approval to. It's like, okay, now we can do this, and you'll see the results going to is already phenomenal, but it gets more so all the time. This is a very special thing we're doing. This is this is this is gonna bring many beings into the kingdom of Vrindavan. It just takes a while to wrap their head up. I mean, we're already. I mean, if you would have saw this 5 years ago, there was practically nobody coming. Yeah, because look at how many false followers we got. We got the huge army out there, false followers, and there was only one follower. It's like Prabhupada. He was one real recipient of the mercy of Guru. Maybe there are others, but mainly. So it's rare. So we're part of the rare flowering here, the first fruits. Okay, so good. We'll see, we'll watch Lilita's class now. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And let's do a Fanny song a little bit, just a little bit. Forget the Fanny song. We'll see you later.